Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining and connecting to our collective calls that we hold every Tuesday and Thursday. Hosting today's meeting, as always, myself, Ivan, and Malika as a co-host. And we got 4 projects today, I believe, to share the pitch deck, answer Q&A, and all that stuff. So let me go through them quickly. We got Mariana, founder and CEO at Warlands, then Shivam, co-founder and CEO at BQLabs, Eric Frost, co-founder at PayPangea, and Delroy Brown, co-founder at Invo Technologies, Inc.
So, hi everyone, this is Rahul Vasudevan here. I'm the co-founder and CPO at BQLabs. So, in BQLabs, we are building the first ever decentralized risk economy for the Bitcoin ecosystem. So, we are building institutional insurance infrastructure, which enables trustless underwriting and also trading of the risks across various DeFi activities, and users can protect their downside risk through purchasing our institutional insurance covers. So these are the major problems that, especially in the Bitcoin ecosystem, we are having. So Bitcoin maxis are completely, all the yield earning opportunities in the Bitcoin and all the crazy development phase and DeFi activities happening in the Bitcoin space also imposes to a lot of risks, which is actually stopping large institutions and Bitcoin miners to deploy their idle capital into the various staking platforms or various DeFi activities. And also, there isn't proper risk management tools for especially institutional clients who hold large Bitcoin, especially ETF, ETP issuers and miners. So for these institutional players, the risk management tools are crucial, and which is at the moment not there in the ecosystem. And especially insurance underwriters are not having a liquid tradability aspect, which are some of the problems that we identified. And we exactly found out two big narratives or two big major trends happening in the Bitcoin space. One being institutional adopters and retail adoption growing at a good pace, and the demand is surging on a daily basis, let it be from capital inflow or from new participation from the first time Bitcoins. On the other hand, yielding opportunities on Bitcoin is also growing through the form of staking, restaking, and multiple other DeFi activities. So we believe that through strong risk management and insurance practices, all the institutional and retail adoption can deploy their idle assets into Bitcoin DeFi with a better risk management practice. So this is where we position BQ Labs to sort of like act as a catalyst to grow the overall ecosystem adoption. So how do we do this is we have three core major pillars, which is our risk infrastructure and our insurance marketplace, which is governed by BQ protocol. So let's dive a little deep into how the whole architecture works and how the whole product workflow is. So there are three major actors. One is being the sponsor, staker, and cover buyer. Sponsor and staker are going to be from the supply side, and cover buyers are going to be from the demand side. So a new sponsor can spin up a new risk infrastructure pool using BTC or BTC pegged assets. So once the pool is created by by the sponsor or lead insurer, so they can start bootstrapping the liquidity through our insurance marketplace, where any staker they can provide liquidity to these risk infrastructure pools for for earning an yield on top of it. This is like this yield is being generated from two different sources. One is from the demand side, where cover buyers or BTC participants will purchase different covers. So the premium which they pay for every risk cover will be given as an yield source for the staker, and some portion of the assets will also be used in investment arm for generating a safer yield on the risk infrastructure pools. So even we have the governance and claim modules, where any of the cover buyers can raise a claim query, and so they can sort of like claim the assets which they have lost in the risk. So BQ Labs is a risk strategy manager, where we offer various sort of like institutional positioning, where they can customize the coverage and they can customize the premiums which they're going to be paying according to their complete needs. And they are also like enabling one click insurance SDK, this is going to be our strong GTM, where we believe reducing the user friction can give a mass adoption for the whole risk for the whole risk management space, where this SDK is simply integrated into our partnered platforms, let it be staking or restaking platform. While doing a staking transaction itself, users can simply by clicking, by doing one click, they can ensure this particular stake, and they can be protected from the downside risk. So this is our GTM. So we have more than 40 plus partnership acquired, and we are doing both technical partnership, and also they will be providing test LPs, and we are partnered with 13 major Bitcoin ecosystem, and we are also partnered from various friends. Let it be from the risk assessment side, we are partnered with validators as well, and wallets and other Bitcoin BTC Fair activity to provide covers on. So this is our GTM, and we have made strong partnerships, and we are also supported by core ecosystem through their venture arm, and also we are receiving ecosystem grants from various different Bitcoin ecosystem, and we are also in talks with a lot of liquid funds and reinsurers for setuping the supply side. So this is our roadmap, and we have launched our DevNet version 1, which is live, and which is so also deployed in 3 major networks in Bitcoin ecosystem. We have few active wallets as well participating, doing beta testing, and we are expecting a public testnet launch version 2 to be done by the end of November. And this is our team, and Shivam is the co-founder and CEO, where he has extensive startup building experience, and they raised $5.5 million from A16Z and other scalar archetype funds from for their previous startup. And I have a very strong product background, and I've built a couple of DeFi protocols and raised TVL up to a couple of millions of dollars. And Akshay is from audit and security background, where he has built an audit company and had served more than 400 plus clients. And Tejal is our finance lead, who's ex Goldman Sachs and IB. And we have a very strong set of advisors: Paul Taylor, ex BlackRock, and Jeff from Institutional, Parth Desai from Solana Foundation, and Paul Lee was head of strategy at Gauntlet. So we are also like backed by Core Ventures and D11, and we are currently raising $2 million at 20 to 25 million valuation.
Okay, thanks. Now to Q&A part, guys, feel free to address any question to Ragul in chats. Oh yeah, we already got one, so let me read that one. So what benefits does the introduction of liquid insurance asset class bring to the BTC ecosystem?
Okay, so that's like a very good question. So Bitcoin, so as you know, like we wanted to solve the illiquid accessibility for the whole underwriting asset class. So this introduction of liquid insurance token not only gives the liquid ability for the underwriters or the investors, but also gives more opportunity to use this LIT tokens to restake with multiple other platforms, or get more yield earning exposure through various different DeFi activities. So this is the major purpose of liquid insurance tokens.
Okay, thank you for the question and the answer. Guys, feel free to address more. Yeah, I already received another one in the chat. So how do you balance offering a lower API for protocols with providing attractive returns for investors through BTC Pi?
Okay, so the whole pricing of the insurance and different covers will be done through actuarial modeling. So we have in-house actuarial modelers who will sort of like price the premium based upon the different risk. So we are starting with slashing risks, because that being on-chain and easily modelize it. So that will be, let's say, slashing risk will be, which will be the safest sort of like yield earning opportunities, will be AAA or AA rated pools. And these pools will collect deposits on a capped phase, and the supply and demand side equilibrium will be matched after certain versions of mainnet launch. And also we are going to do a thorough deep balancing testing, and also price simulation testing, which will keep us in a good spot to pay out the yield at a different safer pools.
Thank you for the question as well. Guys, feel free to turn on your mic and ask the question personally. That'll be way more convenient.
Yeah. Can I ask Rahul regarding the fundraising? You said that you're raising now 2 millions. What round is that, and how much have you raised before?
So we are currently doing our pre-seed round, and out of the 2 million, we have already received funds from D11 and Core Ventures. And apart from that, we have a follow-on capital of $1 million from various tier 2 and tier 3 VCs. We are also currently in talks with a couple of leads and finalizing the round.
Okay, got you. Thanks. And how are you gonna distribute the funds?
So the major part will be used for development and also for marketing and also for licensing. So these will be major costs, but we are also pinning down on our tokenomics and budgeting. So happy to share the links as well for a very detailed budget related use cases.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, feel free to share the links here in the chat. Yeah, guys, do we have more questions for Raghu? I
Okay.
think maybe, yeah, there are no questions. Ivan?
The final one from me. What are your long-term goals for the project?
So, for us, the long term goal is to sort of like be the dominating insurance and risk management company in this Bitcoin space. So, and also like the major reason why we wanted to choose this risk space is for mass adoption and institutional capital inflow, because only that is going to grow the whole ecosystem. And we believe that risk management will be a strong pillar for institutional adoption and for the mass growth. So that's a long term view.
Okay, thank you. So I could ask multiple questions, but sure, time is up because we got like a tight schedule today for speakers. So that's why I hate to say thank you, Ragul, for your presentation. But yeah, we got to move on, and we got second speaker on the line. Let's just make a substitution, and Eric Frost from PayPangea. I guess if you're able to present and share the screen successfully, please go ahead.
All right, excellent. Thanks, everyone. My name is Eric Forst, and I'm the head of marketing for PayPangea, which is a wallet as a service that enables cross-border payments. So 3 years ago, our team started offering a skills-based mobile gaming platform where people could play for real money. And we got really frustrated with trying to get a Visa and MasterCard set up for our platform so that we could accept payments outside of Europe. So instead of just waiting, we decided to start our own payment platform. And so that's how PayPangea was born. It's really now become our main focus as a business, and it's really solving two main problems, which is that crypto is incredibly confusing and time consuming for newbies to come in and get set up. If we're ever going to get mass adoption, we have to get out of the 1% to 2% of the world population that currently use crypto. We have to address the needs of the 98% of the people who are not in crypto yet. So we have a current, and also this problem that if you're trying to set up wallet as a service, it's very expensive and difficult for businesses to do it. So what we've done is we've made it really easy to onboard into a full custodial crypto wallet. We have an SDK that makes it super easy to install the wallet on any Web2 profile or app or web console. It's a very developer-friendly SDK that makes that part of the process super easy. This is what the UI looks like in the current version of it. You can see that the user just can sign up with an email, and we even have a Google auth. So you just set up a 6-digit PIN, you're into your virtual card. When you click view details, you see the wallet address. It's an EVM compatible wallet. There's onboarding and offboarding with Transact, so you can just with a Cash App or credit card easily buy any of hundreds of different cryptocurrencies in the wallet, and then you can do an easy transfer just by emailing or texting a link to a user who doesn't have to have a wallet. And when they get that message, they can just easily set up their own wallet, receive their crypto, offboard it to a prepaid Visa or MasterCard if they don't want to do KYC and put it into a bank. So it's a very seamless, easy process. This is the competitive landscape that we're playing in right now. Our biggest advantage is just the ease of use over all of these other competitors. We already have 1.2 million wallets installed, mostly through our SDK. Our monetization model is very simple. We take a 0.8% transaction fee on all payments. It's free to set up, free to install. And we also have subscriptions for premium features at $3 a month. So just a typical user, Juan would register with email, receive his one-time passcode for security, makes the PIN. He has his wallet in about 30 seconds. And then he's buying crypto in 1 more minute. He can then, like I said, email it or text it to a family member, can easily offboard it to a prepaid Visa or MasterCard that we have a partnership set up with. That can be a virtual card that is also on that user or recipient's phone, so they don't have to have a bank account and they don't have to get gouged 30% fees when they go to a cash conversion office. So our traction in the next 6 months is that we have a pathway to 15 million wallets through partnerships with GracePoint Solutions, which is a global warehouse management platform that's installing our wallets for all of the recipients who receive charitable donations. We already have 1 million wallets on Click It Golf, Microclash Games. Our core business that we started with will have 11 million wallets. We see 1 million more from the money lending app, and we're continually engaging partners. We just signed a Hyundai dealership in Poland that's using our wallet for our loyalty and rewards program that makes it super easy for them to set up. Our projection is that we can do 100 million in revenue in 5 years, and with 100 million wallets with 8 million in revenue, and our plan for 2026 is 300 million in yearly revenue. The investment opportunity is we're raising 1 million on a safe, on a $10 million valuation. We've raised 500,000 so far, so 500,000 is still available, and our goal is to get to 25 million wallet installs with this investment. This is our team. Matt, our co-founder and CEO, is based in Spain, originally from Slovenia. Piotr is originally from Poland, and he lives outside of London. Charles and I are both here in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we're very excited to hear your questions. Like this says, this is crypto made so easy that my grandmother can use it.
Well, that's a nice slogan. Thanks, Eric, for such a professional presentation. It was a pleasure to hear you out. And yeah, guys, it is a pleasure to hear your questions. So feel free to ask anything in the chat or raise your hand. All right, so while you're waiting, let me be the first one addressing the question. So how do you comply with regulatory and legal requirements of different jurisdictions? Because obviously there are some problems concerning such projects. So are there any risks involved?
That's a great question. I'm going to actually defer to Matt, who is on the call. Matt, if you want to answer that question. I know that you have a background in law. Because you're in Spain, you're very tuned into GDPR compliance. I know that you have done a thorough legal assessment, and we have a chief legal officer who works on those questions, but you can give more details.
Yeah, let me just take the questions. The question over. Hi, everybody, and nice to meet you. So we are non-custodial wallet, so we don't do anything else as provide a software access to end users. We are no different than MetaMask. We never hold funds. We never get into the path of funds. And one of the first things that we did, because one of the partnerships that we are working on is with Circle, because our product needs a stable coin to really function and as default we're using Circle, and one of our advisors that work with us are basically really connected to Circle. So we had a call with the head of compliance of Circle, and they confirmed what we are saying. It's we are compliant. So because we don't hold funds, we don't need to do KYC of customers. We don't need to do all of the other things. We are merely a software provider for a wallet. Now, when people onboard into crypto, so buy crypto with fiat, we do exactly the same as everybody else, so MetaMask or even the big centralized exchanges do. We use third parties, and then the third parties need to take care about the compliance of every single jurisdiction. So, for example, because we use Transact, people in New York cannot buy crypto because Transact in this state is not. So the only way how you can buy crypto right now in New York is through PayPal, I think. through a credit card. So it just depends on the third parties then take care about every single jurisdiction, if you know what I mean. So if you know, that's basically how we do it.
Okay, but what about like security keys, maybe like seed phrase? So are users responsible for that as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Users, instead of having a seed phrase, we are breaking the seed phrase. You have to know is just a nicer representation of a private key and nothing more. So it's not a private key as such. Seed case is used for a software to create a private key. Our private keys that we have is being broken down into a few into a few things, and one of those things is a PIN that only a user knows. So user, instead of a 12 seed phases, he has a PIN code with us. Now, if he wants or if they want to transfer the wallet to somewhere else, they have an option to go to the platform, export the private key and import it in any other wallet, including MetaMask or any of the 400 wallets available to users.
So you're not storing funds, you're storing private keys.
No, we are not storing private keys. We are storing just a part of the private key. We never store the whole private key. That's why we are not. That's why we are not. We are not custodial. So it's basically very, very similar to what Magic Link does. So the company that was the first in this area. The difference between us and them is, as a business, we wanted to start using them, but because we already had around 500,000 players on our games. The cost of using them would be prohibitive to us. So we kind of created our own solution based on the not really their solution, because we do a bit more than they do, but on similar legal terms.
Okay, gotcha. I see that Alan has a question, so feel free to go ahead. Thanks for the patience.
Yeah. Hey, Eric and man. So I wonder, from the 1.2 million unique wallet addresses among your user base, so where are they based? And also wondering what's the activity they're doing using the wallet?
Right now the user base is 98% US based. They don't do anything else than use PayPangea as a login means to the service. They don't use PayPangea as payments because those are mainly non-crypto users. They use our solution as a passwordless login solution to the services, and this is the biggest selling point that we have right now. If you use your username and password, a lot of users are just using, I don't know, my name 1234 or password 1234. That's like 40% of all of the passwords, and it's really easy to hack. Now, what the login system is going to is to passwordless login. So you always retain one unique password for the login. That's how they use it. That's how the username. So the user base uses it right now. We just did last week a preliminary deal with sharks in sharks because they're in your area, and they will be
that's the San Jose Sharks, the NHL.
San Jose Sharks, the NHL club, yeah. And they will be using it for the VIP users to create membership cards based on PayPangea. So on crypto bring a lot of benefits, including being able to charge them and then invoice people after the fact, or after a month, or just having a prepaid cards, and that's basically our user base. Now, user base is never we are not focusing on people that are on crypto already. We don't, all of those people already have 10 wallets, know how to use centralized exchanges. Everybody is going, so even the centralized exchanges are going after them and saying that they will onboard them, but nobody nobody really onboarded the people, because most of the people are scared of crypto. Our core model is not providing people a way to trade with crypto or buy speculative NFTs or do anything, because all of the people that like doing that are already onboarded on crypto. Our main focus is using crypto and this technology to do things that should have been done with crypto. For example, GracePoint Solutions, a warehouse management tool for distributing the charitable items that they receive from Amazon, Home Depot, or such, will be using our solution to bring transparency to the distribution system, not to put every single thing on the chain. So the only thing that will happen is when the system receives an item from Amazon, it will be written into the blockchain, into Pangea protocol blockchain, and then when it exits, people will use their email, but in reality, they will be using PayPangea wallet to sign that they actually received the item, which means with using this technology, there won't be, most of the people don't even know when they're using PayPangea that they are using a crypto technology, because we don't want to scare them. Most of the people just use it because of the ease of use, like the guys that are using it for logging into services.
That's interesting. Thank you.
Thanks for answering. And yeah, I guess the final one in the chat is about like marketing. To me, it feels like, so how do you plan to attract and retain non-crypto savvy users in an increasingly competitive market?
Yeah, that's why we are partnering with different partners, like the San Jose Sharks, with the GracePoint Solutions, with casinos. So one of the things that is really taking off, and this is what we're working on this week, is our co-founder is, because I am based, so we are based in the south of Spain, but actually, so I go over the border to work in Gibraltar. Gibraltar is gambling, one of the gambling capitals of online gambling capitals of the world, and we just made a very interesting deal last 2 weeks ago with a company that provides us a service where we can, where people basically convert crypto into prepaid Visa Mastercards with a very low KYC. So the only thing that you need is address, phone number, email, zip code, and that's it. And that you basically input it into the form, send the crypto to them, and in around 2 minutes you have your Visa, your prepaid Visa Mastercard. It works in, I think, around 150 countries around the world, mostly in the States, and we will be testing that in the States. And we partnered with online casinos because they like the idea of people actually cashing out through crypto. And as I said before, those guys don't even know they're using crypto, because the only thing they paid in the online casino with credit card, they want to cash out with prepaid credit card. Crypto is only being used in the back end so that they receive the money on their secure wallet. We don't even advertise it too much that it's a crypto stuff. So this is how we are attracting users. And I was just like Mariano's pitch that he will have in a few minutes. The game developers can very easily set up a wallet based on the unique ID of the phone at all, and this is how our vision is to make it to make it possible to everyone to start being a part of digital community, as on a wider digital community, not just crypto. Because right now, having Visa, Mastercard, and banks and so on, there's really 40% of the world population is unbanked. With a solution like this, that is easy to use and can be accepted. Other different types of transactions can be accepted through different means. This can be changed.
All right, guys. Thank you for your time. It was a nice presentation, both to you, Eric and Matt. That was great. It's nice seeing you out. Wish you best of luck. So yeah, that was guys from PayPangea. And yeah, let's move on. And we got the third project to present a pitch deck, and that's with the Q&A, and so you know the drill. Delry Brown, co-founder at Invo Technologies, is going to present his project. So if you're here, thanks for coming. Passing the mic to you. Yeah, it's nice to see you.
Thank you for inviting me, by the way. And as you can tell, my company is Invo Technologies. Our mission statement is to create a better digital economy. And what Invo does in a nutshell is we're essentially a monetization engine for game developers and game publishers. And you'll see exactly what I mean by a monetization engine as we go through the slides here. The main problem we're tackling is player churn. When a game is launched, within the first 7 days of that game being launched, it typically loses about 89% of their player base within that game, within that time frame, which is a huge loss in terms of potential revenue for the game studio or the game publisher. Now, what we bring to the table is we're able to tokenize that specific game economy, and by tokenizing their game economy, we can boost their revenue by at least 70% over the lifetime of that game. And of course, consequently, because we're actually doing this, we end up increasing the player engagement of that particular game. And if the studio would like to, they can actually bring games off the shelf, and they typically have billions of dollars of games on the shelf that they can actually bring back into the marketplace just to utilize our technology. And what our technology is, or what it does in a nutshell, now we're about to get into the nitty-gritty of it, is we allow players to move their cash or value from game A to game B. And I'm not talking about NFTs or anything like this, or this play to earn model or stuff like this. That we at Invo really think those things are gimmicks, and we don't believe in that. We think the future is being able to move your cash as a gamer from one game to the next. And as I said, that's very simple. You know, you have some gold in game A, you know, move that to game B so you can actually buy something over there. We allow you to actually do that. Now, this process of moving cash from one game to the next, irrespective of the game engine that it's actually on our platform, we actually have this patented using game engine technology and blockchain technology as well. Once we allow that player to move their cash from one game to the next, we charge them a fee, and that fee is up to 10% of what they're actually transferring, right? And the reason why this is so lucrative for game developers and game publishers is because we give the developer that's losing that player 3.5% of that 10%, and then another 3.5% goes to the game developer that's actually gaining the player. So essentially what we're doing is we're monetizing the loss and the gain of that player as they move between and amongst games. The other 3% we keep for ourselves as profit. Of course, we earmark 1% of that for a Steam Origin or a PlayStation Network, just because we want those networks to be able to incentivize their game developers to not only use our technology, but put those forefront on their platforms. We have partnerships already with game studios, Eval, which is a veteran-run game studio, Alio, which is another chain. We use their ZKPs for some things. Good Dog Studios, which was founded by Chance Glasgow. He's the co-founder of Infinity Ward and Call of Duty. We partner with his new studio, Good Dog Studios. They're making a AAA game called Martial Arts Tycoon. And we're also partnered with Meta Engine, which is a MMORPG gaming engine company. We have some other partnerships as well with AWS. They've actually invested cash into our company. They really have taken a big interest in what we're doing, especially what we're doing on the AI side of things. Google has recently given us a grant for $200,000 just on the credit side, just infrastructure and that type of thing. Going forward, what I'd like to share with you is some of our advisors. We had David Clark, who's a former president of Take-Two Entertainment, and he's actually one of the gentlemen who greenlit the original Grand Theft Auto. So we're very well seated in the gaming space. And then, of course, Chance, as I mentioned before, 22 years in game development, co-founder of Infinity Ward and Call of Duty. He's also our advisor, which enables us really to get into these studios. And both John has worked on World of Warcraft, PUBG, Fortnite, and he runs his own game studio as well. So we're very well positioned within the space in terms of, you know, having access to these game studios, small to large, and being able to have those conversations so we actually get those customers in, because those are our customers, game studios and publishers. Now, our team consists of myself, I'm founder and CEO, over 20 years in IT. Kristen Brown, who is our Chief Operating Officer and has tons of experience with international businesses. Jonathan Cooper, former CEO of HSBC Grand Cayman and Head of Risk Management of PwC, PricewaterhouseCooper. And of course, Dylan Kowalik, who's tech evangelist of BNB Chain and founder of Bridge Builders DAO, and he worked at Harmony and our research team with Fundora as well. What we're looking for to raise is $6 million, a $30 million valuation. We have between family and friends and seed, we've raised $1 million so far. And so that's what we're looking to do. We do have a full data room with a full pro forma. So we are able to share that with anyone who's interested to really take a deep dive and see what we're doing in every phase. Now, Invo as a technology is not easily conceptualized when you're just talking about it. So we do have a demo that I'd like to share with you. It's a short demo, about 2 minutes, and it'll really illustrate how a player move their value or cash from one game to the next. So here we go.
I hate to say, but we don't have 2 minutes because already time, like 5 minutes is out. Maybe you can share the link or tell us about like in words. So that would be way convenient, especially
Sure.
especially with the Zoom lagging video streaming. So that's why we are not big fans of videos presentations. So yeah, guys. Yeah, thanks, Delroy, for the presentation. It was great. I really love to view the video, take a look at that. But yeah, let's just hear the questions instead. I'm sure there are plenty of them. So guys, feel free to address in the chat your questions, or just raise your hand. That will be way more convenient. Oh, here's one in the chat. So can you share an example of how your commitment to transparency and experimentation has led to successful project outcome?
Okay, how can I share an example of how? Okay, so I guess the best place I could start is our CFTC registration. One of the things that I wanted to do as an organization was I did not want us to go along the lines where we're not doxing ourselves as some crypto projects, and we're very esoteric in terms of the information we share, how we do business, how we conduct our finances. So we as a company have taken a position where we are actually in the process of registering with the CFTC and actually getting money transmitter license in every state within the United States. So in terms of regulatory compliance, we're definitely there. Transparency, we're there. So yeah, I hope that answered that question.
Okay, guys, feel free to adjust more, ask anything. Okay, so while we're waiting, I wanted to know, are there any ethical concerns regarding the project? Because now often kids playing the game and they could launch unsanctioned money transfer. So are there any concerns with that?
No concerns based on where we actually architect the system. As I said, we're very big on regulatory compliances. As you can see, our CFO, former CEO of HSBC and Chief Risk Manager at PwC. So one of the things that we do is for anybody who's actually buying in-game assets like wood or gems that they want to transfer to another game, they use their debit card or credit card. That's fine. We don't really have to do stringent KYC there, right? Because they're coming through a payment system. For people who are coming from crypto, they're bringing in ETH or some other asset class that they're bringing in to actually swap out for a default currency within the game to be able to buy things there. We do KYC at that point, so we can actually know, who that is that's bringing the money in. Because what end up happening ultimately is once you have money within our system, we guarantee your ability to move that cash to another game or to buy pizza, have an Uber ride, or whatever the case may be. So we're actually cutting off PayPal and Stripe at the knees because of just how we end up doing our business overall. So
okay, gotcha. And I see we got a raised hand from Alan as well. Please go ahead.
Thanks. Hey, Dore. So I wonder if you can share the story behind your team, like how you guys, meet each other and form this team.
Actually, thanks, Alan. That's actually a fun question. So Jonathan Cooper is a friend of a friend. I was introduced to Jonathan when I was running an animation studio and I needed a CFO. So I brought him on board as an employee at that time. So that's how I ended up meeting Jonathan. That was probably about 8 years ago. that I met Jonathan, and we became friends, and we moved forward from there. So when I was actually starting this, knowing his experience and his work background just made sense for me to actually bring him on board to this venture, because I need somebody like him to make sure from a compliance regulatory perspective, like we're there. Kristen Brown, she's my wife. So it's easy. I met her at a friend's birthday party about 22 years ago. So that was easy meet there. But in terms of what's his name? Dylan. I met Dylan at ETH Denver. I was actually walking around, just talking to people, because I was actually headhunting at the time, looking for a really good tech person that not only understood the blockchain, but understood tokenomics to a fundamental level where we can actually start tying things into traditional markets, right? And I went over to the BNB booth, and I wasn't even trying to go over there initially, but I went over there and I saw him. We had a conversation, and he just blew me away in terms of his knowledge set and in terms of the tech side of things. And I was like, I really need to get this guy on the team. So I brought him on board as well. Chance, I know he's an advisor, but Chance Glasgow, he's a very good friend. We run in the same circles in terms of entertainment, and some of the people we know in studios and stuff like that. So we just seem like we know each other for years now. So yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Delroy, for the pitch. Very interesting, and I'm now searching your website. And this, you already have like another products. You get revenue, right, and etc. So why do you need funds, and why don't you? Yeah.
So we don't have another product within the confines of this organization with this company that we're actually making revenue from. We're actually pre-revenue. So we're raising right now. So the 6 million will be used to complete the development and actually go to market, which we're anticipating will take probably about 4 to 6 months before we're actually in market, after we actually have money in the account.
Okay, thanks.
All righty, so do we have more questions? Okay, so in case no, thanks Delroy for your time. It was a pleasure. Really wishing you good luck in the project, and yeah, thank you for hopping in. So Malika, so what was the plan here? If Mariana, I think we don't have time for another speaker, so I hate to say, Mariana, you have to reschedule and book another call, because yeah, it's like a 1 hour mark. And yeah, guys, just almost forgot, if you want to like pitch in our calls and participate as a speaker and answer Q&A, so you know how our speakers usually do, just feel free to fill our forms. First form for participation, well, obviously you know what this for, and we also collect feedback, so there is a feedback form, so feel free to fill it as well. And I want to say huge thanks to everyone participating here on the call, Malika as well, and see you Thursday, I guess. Yeah,
thanks, guys.